You ever have one of those brilliant ideas, right? But then, almost immediately, that little voice in your head pipes up and says, nah, that'll never work. Well, that voice is what a lack of self-trust sounds like. And today, we're going to figure out how to build a stronger voice, one that has your back. I mean, really think about it for a sec. Do you ever talk yourself out of trying something new just because you're scared you might not get it right the first time? That hesitation, that little moment of doubt, that's what we're talking about today. It's a sign that our self-trust could use a little boost. But here's the thing, and this is probably the most important idea we're going to cover. What if self-trust isn't some magic trait you either have or you don't? What if it's actually a skill, something you can practice and get better at, just like learning to cook or play an instrument? I mean, that's a total game changer, right? So if it's like a muscle, how do we actually build it? Well, it's not some quick fix, that's for sure. It's more like a daily workout. It's about showing up, doing the reps with small, consistent actions, day in and day out. So what are we really talking about here? At its core, self-trust is just that solid belief in yourself. It's not about being arrogant or loud. It's just a quiet internal confidence. That little voice inside that, when things get tough, just says, it's okay, I can handle this. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Think back to when you were a toddler, just figuring out how to walk. You fell a lot, like hundreds of times. But you never just threw your hands up and decided walking wasn't for you, right? You just got up and tried again. That's the kind of natural, built-in resilience we're trying to tap back into. Okay, enough with the theory, let's get practical. The first step is to rewire that inner voice. We're going to silence that nagging inner critic and replace it with a supportive inner coach. Think of it like a mental makeover. It's time to upgrade your internal programming. So when that little critic does pop up and starts whispering doubts, what's your go-to response? Do you just believe it without question? You know, the very first step in changing that voice is just noticing that it's there in the first place. And look at this. This is the power of a simple reframe. The inner critic says, I can't do this. But the inner coach pushes back and asks, okay, but what's the evidence for that? The critic says, I'll fail. The coach says, so what? I'll learn something. See the difference? It's a tiny shift in words that makes a massive difference in your headspace. I gotta be real with you here. Perfectionism is the enemy. It just freezes us in place. So please, whatever you do, don't wait until you think you're perfect to start. Just start. Let your progress, no matter how messy it is, be the thing that builds your confidence. And this brings me to a huge point. You have got to celebrate the small wins. I'm serious. Every single time you do something you set out to do, no matter how tiny, you're literally building a mountain of evidence that proves you're capable. You're proving it to yourself, one step at a time. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. We tend to think we need to find confidence before we can act. But it's actually the other way around. Confidence is what you build by taking action, especially when you're feeling scared or unsure. So stop waiting to feel confident. Just start. Confidence isn't the ticket you buy to get on the ride. It's the souvenir you pick up along the way. Action comes first. The confidence will follow, I promise. Here's a super simple 3-step plan you can use for anything. Number 1, listen. What does that quiet inner voice really want? 2, act. Take one small, totally manageable step in that direction. And 3, prove. By taking that step, you prove to yourself that you can count on, well, you. That's it. And listen, you don't have to do this all by yourself. In fact, you really shouldn't. Building that unshakable self-trust is a whole lot easier when you've got a solid support system around you. We all mess up. Every single one of us. We have moments where we feel like we completely dropped the ball. The key is learning to forgive yourself and move on. Instead of beating yourself up, just ask, okay, what did I learn from that? Suddenly, that so-called failure just became your best teacher. And you need to surround yourself with positivity. Seriously, curate your environment. Unfollow the people on social media who bring you down. Fill your feed with inspiring stuff. Read books by people you admire. Listen to podcasts that get you fired up. Create your own little bubble of positive energy and just watch what happens. All right, you've got the tools. The blueprint is right here in front of you. So the only real question left is, what are you going to do with it? It's time to take that first step and start building the confidence you absolutely deserve. And please remember, this whole journey, it's not about being perfect. It never was. It's about knowing deep down in your bones that you are capable, that you are resourceful, and that you are completely worthy of achieving whatever it is you set your mind to. So I'll leave you with this one question. What is the one small thing you will do today to prove to yourself that you can? Don't overthink it. Just pick one thing and do it. You've got this.